Oracle is hit with what some are calling one of the largest supply chain attacks ever. A browser-in-the-middle attack can steal everything in seconds. Synology, a large storage company, has a major vulnerability. And have the Doge terminations hurt U.S. government red teams? This is Cybersecurity Today. I'm your host, Jim Love. A significant security breach has compromised Oracle Cloud's infrastructure, exposing approximately 6 million records and placing over 140,000 businesses at risk. Cybersecurity firm CloudSec identified the breach on March 21, 2025, attributing it to a threat actor known as Rose 87168. The attacker is not well known in cybersecurity circles, but has demonstrated what experts are calling a high level of technical sophistication. The compromised data includes sensitive authentication files such as Java Key Store or JKS files, encrypted single sign-on or SSO passwords, key files, and Enterprise Manager Java Platform Security or JPS keys. These elements are crucial for maintaining secure access within enterprise environments. The attacker reportedly exploited a vulnerability in Oracle Cloud's login interface, specifically targeting the subdomain login.us2.oraclecloud.com. This subdomain was associated with Oracle Fusion Middleware 11G, which has known vulnerabilities, including CVE 2021-35587. This particular flaw allows unauthenticated attackers to compromise Oracle Access Manager, potentially leading to a complete system takeover. The threat actor has been active since January 2025 and is demanding payments from affected companies to remove their data from the compromised set. They have also offered incentives to individuals who can assist in decrypting the stolen SSO passwords or cracking the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, or LDAP, passwords. The breach poses several risks. There's data exposure. Sensitive authentication data could be used for unauthorized access or corporate espionage. There's credential compromise. If decrypted, the stolen passwords could facilitate further breaches within Oracle Cloud environments. And there's extortion. The attacker's ransom demands will place additional financial and reputational pressures on the affected businesses. CloudSec advises organizations using Oracle Cloud services to take immediate actions, including resetting passwords, updating security protocols, and monitoring for any unusual activities. Businesses can verify their exposure to this breach using CloudSec's dedicated portal. There's a link in our show notes. Oracle is yet to release an official statement regarding the breach. Organizations are urged to remain vigilant and implement recommended security measures to mitigate the potential threats arising from this severe incident. A sophisticated cyber attack technique known as browser-in-the-middle has emerged, enabling hackers to bypass multi-factor authentication, or MFA, and hijack user sessions within seconds. This method exploits web browser functionalities to intercept authenticated sessions, posing a significant threat to organizations relying on traditional security measures. In a browser-in-the-middle attack, victims are directed through an attacker-controlled browser that mirrors a legitimate website. When a user visits a malicious site or clicks on a phishing link, their interactions are funneled through this proxy, tricking them into entering credentials and completing MFA challenges. Once authenticated, the attacker captures the session token stored in the browser, effectively stealing the user's authenticated state. Some of the key components of this are the transparent proxies, and there are tools like EvilJinx2 or Delusion. They act as intermediaries between the victim and the target service, modifying HTTP responses to replace legitimate domains with phishing domains and enabling session token extraction. There's rapid deployment with these browser-in-the-middle frameworks, allowing operators to target any website quickly. Features such as Firefox's profile storage and automatic load balancing simplify large-scale phishing campaigns. And finally, there's real-time monitoring. Attackers can observe victim interactions in real time, enabling immediate session theft upon successful authentication. So browser-in-the-middle attacks are particularly dangerous because they bypass multi-factor authentication, which many organizations consider their last line of defense. By capturing session tokens, attackers gain persistent access to accounts without needing the victim's credentials again. Some of the mitigation strategies: you can use hardware-based multi-factor authentication using security keys like YubiKey to enforce cryptographic challenges tied to specific domains, preventing attackers from replaying responses across different websites. You can use client certificates. Binding authentication to device-specific certificates could prevent session reuse on unauthorized devices. You can use behavioral monitoring. Detecting unusual login patterns or browser fingerprint discrepancies could flag some of these browser-in-the-middle compromises. And finally, there's security awareness training. Educating users to recognize phishing attempts remains critical. The emergence of browser-in-the-middle attacks signifies a major shift in cyber threats, utilizing browser functionalities to evade traditional security measures. Security teams globally have to urgently address this evolving threat landscape. A major security flaw in Synology's DiskStation Manager, or DSM, software could allow remote attackers to take full control of affected systems with no user interaction required. Synology, the leading provider of network-attached storage, or NAS, systems used by businesses and individuals for secure file storage and backup, confirmed the vulnerability after it was publicly demonstrated at the Pwn2Own hacking contest early this year. The flaw, identified as CVE 2024-10441, has been given a near maximum severity score of 9.8 out of 10 by the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, or CVSS, indicating it could have devastating effects if left unpatched. The vulnerability lies in the system plugin daemon, which fails to properly handle output encoding. This allows attackers to run arbitrary commands on vulnerable systems from anywhere on the internet. Synology has also disclosed two additional vulnerabilities, one that could allow attackers to read limited files, CVE 2024-50629, and another that could let nearby attackers write files due to poor certificate validation, CVE 2024-10445. Security researchers from DevCore, Team Smoking Barrels, and independent expert Ryan Emmons were among those who discovered the flaws. Synology has released security updates to fix the issues in all affected versions of DSM, including versions 6.2 through 7.2.2. Users are urged to upgrade immediately as there are no temporary workarounds available. Synology's full security advisory is available on their website. There's a link in our show notes. With Synology NAS devices so widely used in corporate environments and small offices for sensitive data storage, the risk of compromise is high if patches are not applied immediately. Recent operational upheavals within the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA's, Red Team are prompting serious concerns about the robustness of U.S. cyber defenses. The Red Team, tasked with simulating cyber attacks to identify vulnerabilities in federal systems, has experienced significant disruptions due to budgetary measures implemented by the Department of Governmental Efficiency, or DOGE. In late February, DOGE terminated contracts affecting over 100 CISA Red Team members as part of a broader initiative to reduce government spending. Christopher Chenoweth, a senior penetration tester at the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, highlighted the impact of these cuts, stating, "As a result, I and many other experienced Red Team operators are now seeking new opportunities." The abrupt termination of these contracts has raised alarms about the potential gaps in the nation's cybersecurity posture. Red Teams play a critical role in proactively identifying and assessing security weaknesses before malicious actors can exploit them. Their work informs defensive strategies across various government agencies and critical infrastructure sectors. CISA acknowledged the staffing changes but assured that efforts are underway to maintain essential cybersecurity functions. In a recent statement, the agency emphasized its commitment to collaborating with network defenders, system administrators, and technical staff to bolster the nation's critical infrastructure against diverse threats. If that sounds like corporate blah, 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 it's because it is. You don't lose 100 experienced Red Team members in any organization without taking an incredible hit. And that's why cybersecurity experts are cautioning that the loss of experienced red team personnel could hinder the government's ability to anticipate the defense against sophisticated cyber threats. The timing of these disruptions is also particularly concerning given the escalating frequency and complexity of cyber attacks that are targeting both public and private sector organizations. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, ensuring the stability and effectiveness of cybersecurity operations like those conducted by CISA's Red Team should remain a national priority. And that's our show. What a past couple of days it's been. Between high severity issues and the loss of these key resources, hey, take a deep breath. We'll get back to another week of the battle. We're all in this together. I'm your host, Jim Love. Thanks for listening.